All right, guys, we are talking about the big, scary elephant in the room that nobody ever wants to talk about. Money!
Finances can be scary, but don't be scared. They're a good thing, right? I mean, this is a business. You're going to be accepting money.
Yeah. So the first thing that I want to cover is just, it's scary and almost a little nerve-wracking, and you almost feel a little bit guilty sometimes when you're first starting out taking money for something that you love doing. But number one, you have to remember you're doing this as a business. Even if you have another full-time job, even if this is a hobby, if you are doing this in any legal aspect, which I'm assuming you are because you're here watching our video.
Right.
It really is something, it's going to get easier in time, but you have to charge for what you're doing. You have to charge for what you're worth. And I hate to say it, but like, you just kind of have to get over it. You have to push through it and know that it's going to get easier. It's scary.
It's going to get easier though, and maybe it's maybe a little bit of fake it till you make it, and then kind of put on that air of confidence until you really do feel genuinely confident in accepting money. But I definitely remember when I was first starting out, I had those thoughts of, oh, but I love this, and it was so much fun to do their shoot. How can I charge for it? I wish I could reach back through time and slap myself for having those thoughts, because this is a business. That's not the way you should be thinking, even though I get it. And I remember thinking that way too. But over time, you'll be more confident and comfortable with taking people's money because you provide a great service.
I remember the first time that I had a big sale, I totaled it up and I said, I'm sorry. And ever since that day, I said, oh, no.
Don't be sorry for
sorry.
accepting your clients' money, because you're going to do great work for them. And so here's a few details on exactly how to accept that money and where it should go.
Yes. So now instead of saying, I'm sorry, now I say, how would you like to pay for that? And my three options that I have are cash, check, or credit card. I would say no one ever pays with cash. About 5% pay with check.
Yeah.
And 95% pay with credit card. Everybody wants to use a credit card. Just accept it and call it a day. Makes life easy. One really big important thing to note, at least in the U.S., there are a lot of states that it is illegal to charge an extra surcharge if somebody wants to use a credit card.
So don't do it.
Don't do it. And plus, I mean, imagine your client if you just had $1,000 order and you said, okay, well, there's a 3% surcharge on that.
You'd feel like you're being a little nickel and dime. So.
Yeah.
But check out the major companies that do allow you to accept credit cards. A lot of them are geared toward first-time credit card acceptors. So it's not as scary as it sounds. Check out their websites, kind of look around.
Yeah, so a few big ones are PayPal, Stripe, and Square. Definitely check out those three. See what's going to work best for you, what you feel the most comfortable with. Definitely invest in one of their chip card readers. That's the way that the technology is going these days. They are going to charge you for it. It's just a cost of doing business. It's just an expense, and you just got to do it.
Speaking of expenses and the cost of doing business, those expenses should come out of a business account. Highly, highly, highly recommend that you go to your local bank, local credit union, see the options that are out there for setting up a separate business account and run all of your finances through that account. Don't mix it with personal, otherwise you're going to play the game at the end of the month of thinking, well, those dog treats were for my clients' dogs, those dog treats were for my dogs. You don't want, you have so many better things to think about and worry about than that. So keep things separate, keep things totally distinct from your personal life, and all your expenses are going to come out of that account and all your revenues are going to go into that account, which again is not as scary as it sounds, because the companies that we mentioned are set up to do so automatically. It's not going to require you going in each and every time.
Yeah. And also check out your local bank, check out your credit unions. They might have different rates. They might give you a better deal. So just check all that out. But you can also set up multiple accounts. You can have a savings account, you can have a checking account, and then you might even have another account for like new gear or a workshop or anything that might be kind of in the back of your mind that you want to save up for. So
Definitely. I personally have a checking account and a savings account for my business. Some people have more business accounts than that. It just really kind of depends on what makes sense in your head and what's going to let you kind of flow through things smoothly. But we highly recommend keeping things totally separate, and it's going to make your life a whole lot easier.
Yeah, so don't be scared about the money because you got this. You really do.